Hi, my name is Chad. I'm going to show you how to replace an LED in your MoonBoard LED system. To do this, we're going to need a couple tools. Some wire cutters and wire strippers, 6 butt splice connectors, crimpers for the connectors, and some electrical tape. The first thing we're going to need to do is determine which LED we need to replace. This can be easy to determine sometimes just by an LED not lighting up at all. During the startup process, all the LEDs go through a 3-color startup phase, and it'd be obvious if one of those LEDs does not light up. Another way it can present is that you have a certain part of the board that will light up and do all the colors, but there's other part of the board that stays blue. And that's what I'm going to show you. But both ways, no matter what, I'll show you how to replace the LED. So first, we're going to turn on our system and we're going to determine which LED that we need to replace. So first they'll go blue and then they'll go through the power cycle. So you can see right away I have part of my LEDs that are not changing any colors. So I need to find out which LED I need to replace. I've actually been able to determine that already, that it's going to be this one. So you can see everything else is all of them turned off and this one stayed blue along with all the rest. What I'm going to look for is damage inside the board on the inside, damaged wire, and this one actually has a damaged wire. And so we could just connect these wires back together, and they could be damaged through screws or during the install, or if you're working on the back of the board, something happened. So you could just splice these wires back together, and in this case, this would work. But during the install process, sometimes these get broken just because they're wiggled around too much, or the bulb is left too far in front of the board and broken off. So in this case, we're going to replace this bulb right here. So we need to disconnect the power from our system to make sure that we don't cause more damage by cutting into the wires while there's power to supply to them. At the very end of the string, of all the LED strings, there's 2 extra bulbs. We're going to cut the last LED off halfway between the previous LED and the last LED. And then we're just going to take some electrical tape and protect the end of the string where we cut the LED off of. Now this is the extra LED. Just need to cut off this connector on it. Just leave enough room for you still to have wire to work with. We're then going to strip all 6 of these wires about 1/4 inch from the end. Now with our damaged LED, we want to make sure that we have enough room to cut everything with. To be able to leave wires with. So since we know this is the damaged LED, we could cut right next to the LED. And then we're going to strip these wires as well. And next we're going to connect the butt splice connectors onto them. So I'm just inserting them into the end of the butt splice connector and then crimping it down with an insulated crimping tool. You can find all of this at your local hardware store. And now I'm going to take note of the arrow that's inside the LED. And I need to make sure that it's orientated so that the LED from A1, how it flows up A1, down B row, column, and then up row C, is that it flows into the side with the arrow. So I'm going to look at the previous LED that I need to replace. And notice that the arrow is going into this LED, out, and so now I need to connect this side into this LED side of the LED that I'm replacing with that also has the arrow on it. I actually damaged this wire to do this demo, so I'm going to cut off this part and also strip the ends of these so that it will actually work when I'm done. Okay, so now I have the side of the LED that does not have the arrow strings, and I'm going to crimp it to the side of this one that does have the arrows in it. So white to white, green to green, and red to red. Alright, now I have that side connected. Now I'm going to take the side again that does not have the arrow on the side of the LED, and I'm going to make sure that it connects to the side of the next LED that does have the arrow. Now I have my replacement LED back in my string on my wall. Double check everything, and now I should be able to plug the LED system back in and test it out. Okay. All the lights went on blue, and then all of them went out as expected, and now they are all lighting up and going through the pattern. And you just want to make sure that they go through the green, blue, and red, and it looks like it is working. And you've now replaced your LED on your board.